What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today, I want to go over the intraday analysis of a futures contract. I believe this is one of the most important things that any trader can understand, and being able to spot levels, technical formations on an intraday basis, how this affects individual stocks. I think this is very important, and I think it is the number one step for any trader as they start to enter the market. Being able to chart out levels, flag patterns, certain patterns on an intraday basis, break and retest. This is very important, and these futures contracts will influence other stocks and influence your trading as a whole. So being able to watch it on an intraday basis, understand what's going on is very important, and that is what I want to go ahead and cover in today's video. We're going to go over a few trades that I took on the actual futures contracts, but this analysis that we go over today could be applied to SPX, it could be applied to the SPY, it could be applied to QQQ, options trading, actually buying the stock or short selling the stock. It doesn't matter what you're trading. What matters is understanding the chart, understanding the levels, and the formations that you are seeing, and that is what I want to get across in today's video. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So guys, on your screen, you are looking at the 2-minute chart on the S&P 500 futures. This is something I watch on a daily basis along with the NASDAQ futures, and this is the 2-minute chart, and I will talk about why I've started to look at the 2-minute chart a little bit later. But as of right now, if you just look at this chart, there's not much to it, right? You don't know where your levels are, you don't know what you're looking at, and by the end of today's video, I can guarantee you that this chart will make a lot of sense. There's a few levels that you had to watch today that a lot of things made a lot of sense. Break and retest, flag formations, it all respected it very well today. Today was one of the cleanest price action days that I've seen in quite a while in regards to break and retest, something that I look for all of the time, and that is what I want to show you in today's video. So, starting out this chart, starting your intraday analysis on a futures contract, I am always looking at where was the pre-market high, where was the previous day high. If we are trading below previous day high, previous pre-market high, I need to have that on my screen. So you guys can see, if we zoom out here, let's go to the 15-minute chart. This is the last few days on the S&P 500 futures. We can see that this is after hours, this is yesterday, this is today. The first thing that has to be on my chart is the pre-market high. The pre-market high was right here at 39.77. You had an after-hours high here, after-hours high here, and your pre-market high was right here at 39.77. That must be on your chart. That is the first thing that you have to be looking for. Now that we have that on our chart, we can go back down to the 2-minute chart. Back to the 2-minute chart, and we can look at what this morning did. So, we're looking at the 2-minute chart, just today's price action. The first thing, and the first trade that I took today, was a rejection of the pre-market high. You guys can see we pushed higher. We opened right around this 39.46 level. We pushed back to the upside. We pushed up and we hit that pre-market high. That is your rejection. So that level was influential. We need to have that level on our chart. That level will be important as you start to watch the market intraday. You can see today we pushed into that pre-market high. We double topped and we started to pull back. Now, it's not just the S&P 500 futures. We can go ahead and look at other stocks that are influenced by this futures contract. Tesla pushed to the upside this morning and rejected at the same time the ES did. Stock like Apple. Apple pushed up this morning and rejected as the ES was rejecting the pre-market high. We can go to a stock like Amazon. Amazon pushed up into 130, key level. It was around 10.06, 10.08. If I go back to the S&P 500 futures, 10.06, 10.08, right in this general area, caused these individual stocks to move to the downside. Not all of the stocks in the market moved down because of themselves breaking down. The ES rejection of pre-market highs was the influential reason why these stocks are moving to the downside. This is the core of why these things are moving. This is what you have to be watching. So if you were watching the S&P 500 and you were watching as it started to push into pre-market highs and reject, then you can look at stocks like Tesla, Amazon, Apple, and say, okay, I might want to short Apple here because I see this rejection of the pre-market high on the S&P 500 futures, and I think the other stocks will be influenced by this move. You can also trade SPY puts, you can trade SPX puts, or you can go ahead and trade downside on the actual futures contracts, and that is what I did personally. I actually used the NASDAQ in this example, but you could have taken ES contracts here just the same as you would take NASDAQ contracts. So that pre-market high, that was huge. That was influential today. So we have our pre-market high, we have our first low and our first high, right? So what we can do now is we have our first high that we're going to go ahead and chart out. That's already on the screen. We also have our first low of day. If we go ahead and move this over before anything happened on that day, we can see if we look to the right side, we have our first we have our first low, we have our first high. Let's have those both charted out when the day starts. Where's my first low? Where is my first high? Have that started to be charted out because you are starting to create yourself a channel. My channel now, before I know what else is happening today, I have a low around 39.44 and I have a high around 39.77, pre-market high rejection, and here is my low. So if we start to trade back down to that low that I've already marked out, you guys can see right here, we have marked out our low already, and you can see we traded back down to that level. We found support, and what I'm about to show you is the next step, the next thing that I look for on an intraday basis, and this is where this 2-minute chart comes into play. The 2-minute chart, I have started to use the 9 EMA, the exponential moving average, on the 2-minute chart. I enjoy this quite a bit. I think the 2-minute chart takes out a little bit of noise on the S&P futures and the NASDAQ futures. I still am watching the 1 minute on my individual stocks, but for the ES and NASDAQ, which are a little bit more volatile, I like the 2-minute chart. So what we'll see here intraday, guys, is we had our previous low around 39.44 and we had our high around 39.77. Let's say you missed this short up here at that pre-market high. You move back to the downside. Let's say you didn't chase this. You started to see this come back into this level. You have to understand at this time that you have your low at this level. In your mind, you have to be thinking both sides. You have to say, okay, this was my beginning low. Do I take a put here, or do I know that there's potential demand in this level? You have the downside and you have demand that's starting to hold. So I don't want to short here yet after an extended move. I want to see, is there any type of hold at this level? Could there be some type of EMA rejection? Could there be some type of bear flag rejection? And this is the key. This is what I use all of the time. What you guys will see is, yes, we held this temporarily and I did not take puts off this move here. But what you'll see is that we had a perfect bear flag form into the 9 EMA. You guys know I talk about this all of the time on the market. I look for bear flags, break and retest, EMA rejections, and holds. This is a perfect bear flag, 9 EMA fail, and a flush through a key level. This was the first very achievable, very catchable move, right? It's not very easy to catch this quick upside. Maybe you missed the pre-market rejection, but this right here, this was the first very clear rejection, very clear bear flag on the market of today. This is something you want to be looking for all of the time. Where's that EMA? We are starting to be extended past the EMA. Let's move back into it. Let's start to reject it. Let's create that bear flag, and let's get into a put or a short as we start to flush that level. You can see quick flush under that level. If I zoom in here a little bit more, let's look for where the next entry would be. Let's say you missed this downside move. Where's the next entry? You're getting overextended past the 9. Look at this bear flag into the 9 EMA once again. You can see push to the upside, 9 EMA rejection, bear flag to the downside. That's another very nice trade setup. Moving forward, you got your hold here at this low. Now you can go ahead and chart this low. Now that you've pushed up to the upside, let's say you're looking at the market right around in this general area. Let's go ahead and mark this low out. We know that that is the next low that we have to be watching on an intraday basis. Let's draw a line. Let's draw a demand zone. You guys can see we held this level. We pushed up to the upside. We broke this pivot high. Let's go ahead and draw that low out. Let's make sure we know where that is. Here is where the first beautiful break and retest of the day happened, and this is where I nailed a very nice ES short for the day, one of my biggest trades of the day. I know where my previous lows were, right? We marked that out. I know we had a previous double bottom low at 39.44. That has to be on your charts here. When you get a break to the downside, let's say you missed this downside and you start to see us pushing back up, the first thing that has to come into your mind is let's look for the retest. Let's look for the market to move back into those previous lows, and let's look to see if it starts to reject. Right here, guys, you can see this is a fantastic example of a previous double bottom, one here, and you can see the market traded back into that previous low, and look at this rejection right here, a perfect rejection, rejection, and rejection. And then right here, you get that flush, beautiful sell entry off the retest, stop loss right above that high. As long as the market does not trade back above these previous lows, you're in a very nice short, looking for this thing to fall back once again. Now, let's say you got that short, right? Let's say you're in that short right there. You're starting to get to the downside. You're starting to play this to the downside. Let's say you took SPY puts, SPX puts, you shorted the ES futures. What do you have to watch out for if you are short, right? Just because you got in a good entry doesn't mean you're going to hold this thing forever. What should I be looking for? I've already marked it out. You watch out for the previous lows, right? You watch out to see, okay, I'm in a SPY put, I'm in an SPX put, I'm in an ES short. I'm going to be cautious to hold this into low a day because I know we've held here previously, and I know that we can hold here once again. You can see the ES short would have started to fail as we hit low a day, and that is where you start to get out of your position. You can see once again, you start to hold this level here, and you start to push back to the upside. Now, if we continue to look at this market on an intraday basis, this is a little bit of an outlier candle, right? This is something that you really can't help yourself about, and it's just something that happens in the market, right? You got a big volatility candle right around 1 o'clock today in the intraday. There's really no reason to take a position here, right? You wouldn't have taken a break and retest because there was no fail here, right? You can see in this example, you started to fail. You started to show rejections. In this example, it just went right through. So there was no reason to get faked out or to take a loser here on a short because it didn't do anything like this. If it would have done this and then shot through it like that, that probably would have gotten a few people because they would have been loading shorts in this area, sort of like what people were doing here. This is all people loading up short positions for that next sell. Here, you just shot right through. I'm sure not a lot of people got caught in that one unless they're just sort of bag holding a short, which I would never recommend. So you got that big push and you started to reject right in this general area. What you'll notice as you started to reject this push, as soon as we broke back below that EMA here on the 2-minute chart, that's where that momentum started to get lost. And here was my next play on the ES futures. What you guys will see, this was my next play. I'll go ahead and pop it up on the screen for you to see. My next play on the ES futures today was a bear flag into the 9 EMA right here, and I caught this awesome flush right through this previous level. We caught that beautifully. You guys can see a little bear flag. You got it a little deviated from the 9 EMA. You pushed back into it. You reject the 9 EMA. Bear flag right through it. Beautiful setup right there. Now, another setup that I took today. Look at this right here, guys. A perfect break and retest of this level. This is the same level that we talked about earlier. It all corresponds all day. This level mattered all day on the ES futures. You break the level, 39.44. That is our level from here. That is our level from early morning here, right? Support, rejection. This is all on the intraday basis. Support, bear flag through it. Look at what happened right here, guys. A perfect bear flag. Break and retest into this 39.44. Boom, boom, and boom. That was a sick setup. That was a beautiful trade. Perfect little double top rejection right at the retest level. Bear flag. Once it flushes, you got yourself a move. You hold it until that breaks that 9 EMA. You can see on the way down, this thing just held below that 2-minute 9 EMA the entire time. You broke down, you rejected. You broke down, you rejected. You broke down, you rejected. You broke down until you got above it, which is right here. You started to trade above it. That's your exit point on a short that you took all the way back up at this retest right there alone. That's about, what is that? That's about 30 points on the ES, which is awesome. This could be traded with ES futures. This could be traded with SPY puts. This could be traded with SPX puts. It does not matter. It matters about reading the chart. So guys, if we zoom back out on this chart, remember in the beginning of this video, we had nothing on the screen, and now we have our EMAs and we have our key levels that respected all day. And now someone can look at this and it makes a whole lot more sense, right? When you look at this chart now, you can say, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Look at that break and retest. Look at that previous support into resistance. Look at these bear flags that showed up everywhere, right? Right here, previous low, into a rejection on an intraday basis. That's break and retest. That is beautiful. Breakthrough, break back down, right? Little bear flag right here on the breakdown, 9 EMA rejection. You come back up, you retest it, you turn it into resistance once again. Look at this, bear flag right here, right off that break and retest. Beautiful short entry right there. Once again, you reject the 9 EMA, you break through low a day, beautiful flush to the downside. As you come back into it end of day, you start to reject it once again, and you can see what's happening here late day in the after hours. You're rejecting this previous low, turning the low of day into a resistance off another break and retest rejection. I can't stress how important it is to be watching these futures contracts as you trade on an intraday basis. This futures analysis will influence other stocks, right? This is important because other stocks are moving based off what this ES is doing. And if you can read these charts, if you can start to understand levels, understand where the futures might be heading, I can guarantee you that your win percent on individual stocks will increase. I can guarantee you that if you are trading SPY puts, this is definitely something you need to understand. If you're trading S&P 500 futures, this is something that is very, very important. And I hope that in today's video, I give you a little bit of an insight of this type of analysis on an intraday basis. I know this isn't a one video and you're going to understand everything type of video, but I hope this is one first step in you understanding those ES futures types of moves. This also correlates to the NASDAQ futures. Both of them do the exact same things. So guys, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to press that like button, subscribe to the channel. There's going to be more futures analysis and more futures videos on this channel because maybe this is something I've neglected on the channel. This is very important. It doesn't matter if you're trading options, trading futures, trading stocks. Understanding these futures contracts, understanding how to analyze them on an intraday basis is very crucial and something that will definitely help your trading. Press that like button. Thank you guys for being here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.